Okay, hello everyone. So I'm gonna be making this. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I have a whole uh page that I wrote just from the Q&A and stuff. So this is Antediluvian. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that. Antediluvian. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But so basically, from my knowledge, it's a game where you dive down into basically the unknown. You find loot and use that loot and your own information to keep going further down and further down. Finding structures, you carry out missions and experiencing really what the game has to offer. So Antediluvian is inspired off a lot of sources, stuff like Made in Abyss and a lot of other games, So I'm really just reading my notes that I wrote down while watching the Q&A, and everything's going to be linked in the description, so if you want to watch it or check them out, it's all going to be linked. So this is going to be very scattered. Nothing's really organized. But yeah. So it will be free to play, and there will not be any microtransactions or it's not going to be pay to win at all. Antediluvian is going to be PvE focused. There is PvP, but it's not really about the fighting aspect. Stuff like Type Soul, it's not going to be like that, It's more, you're going to have to plan ahead if you want to take a group out or something. You're going to have to set traps or, prepare an ambush. It will be permadeath, and the game basically works as you start in a lobby, you dive down, explore procedural generated maps, going as deep as possible, using the resources you've found to dive deep, and then find your way back up. Progression will work like getting new items and using those to just keep going deep. Keep going as deep as you can. There will be benefits to killing monsters, but monsters are going to be strong, and there's not really much of a point to go out of your way to purposely kill them because you could die. And players can fill certain roles in your group to, be better at killing monsters and kill them easier. So on initial death, you can lose some stuff, but if you wipe, you'll drop everything. There are missions on monsters and structures, but that's all we really know. When it comes to character customization, you kind of just are given what you're given, and those are your cards for basically that entire character. And you can customize later in, but when you first spawn in, you kind of just are given what you're given. Those are your cards you have to deal with now. And also, characters are meant to be lost, as you play, as you wipe, you learn from your mistakes, and that will, further help you progress more into the game, using your past knowledge. You will have to carry all your items. There's not really a way to store them, and if you really want to have more space, you can just hand over some of your items to your party members or something. There is mechanics like cooking and crafting. You can become a chef, but it's one of those things. I don't know if foods can give you benefits or buffs, kind of stuff like the Breath of the Wild. So you can kind of use the materials you have to cook meals and stuff. You can lose limbs, and you can amputate a limb or something, but you can get prosthetics, but they're more of a downside than something like Rogue Lineage where metal arm with its only buffs. Prosthetics, unless it's a specialized prosthetic or a like advanced prosthetic arm or limb or anything, it's gonna be more of a downside than it would be good. The game is planned to be fully released on release, like fully finished on release, and it's not gonna have like content updates like Type Soul or Deep Woken where it's weekly updates. It's mostly gonna be bug fixes and stuff like that. There is sanity, and players will have fears or phobias. These can be cured, but they're a debuff when somebody is near their phobia or what they fear. They will rapidly lose sanity, and that sanity loss will cause them to have a debuff, and if you're near if you're in a dark room full of mobs, your sanity will drain really fast and give you a bunch of debuffs. I don't know if you can go kind of like insane like Rogue Lineage where you get like Cliffo mode or something and just kill yourself, or maybe if you go so insane you'll like become suicidal or something, like something like that. But really, it's you have a phobia, a fear, they can be cured, but being near that fear will cause you to lose sanity. There are sicknesses, and food and water can give you them, so be careful when you're out exploring. In areas there will be weather conditions where you need to wear certain clothing, like there's super hot areas and you can kind of get heat stroke and maybe like pass in and out of consciousness or even die. I'm assuming the same with like cold weather, or if you don't have the right clothing, then you'll probably freeze to death, get like frostbite or something, maybe even lose a limb. There are diseases and you can craft medicine to cure them. There's not really much information on them, but yeah. Lots of areas are going to be very dark, so you need to make sure you see ahead of you and you know where you're walking, because you might like fall off and die, or maybe like just go somewhere bad. You got to be careful. You always got to be aware basically when you're diving. There are parties and it's recommended that you have people with you, but playing alone is extremely hard. You can do it, but you'll have to carry things on your own, like a lot less capacity to do stuff. And if you get knocked, there's no way to get back up when you're knocked if you have no one else with you. So you're basically just dead. And that's pretty much it. That's all I'm going to cover for now. If you want to watch the Q&A, it's all in the description. The Discord will be in the description. Their channel will be in the description. Yeah. I'm gonna try to upload at least weekly, because, kind of a content drought. I don't really like playing Type Soul anymore. I did it for the content, I'm not gonna lie. But I wasn't really happy making it. Yeah, subscribe if you want to see more. See ya.